welcome back to my channel. My name's Chloe and this is Pink Zips. So today's vlog is just going to be a roundup of a few of the things that I've made in February. I didn't make as many things as January. I have been trying to get some of my uni work done. So I've only made 4 or 5 things, but I just thought I would quickly make a little vlog to show you what I've made in February. So first off, I wanted to quickly share with you a little diary that I've been making this year. So in the past, I've just sort of made things willy-nilly each month and sort of put them away, forgotten about them, and I haven't really got a record of what I've made and sort of when I made it. I've never been a big diary writer, so I've never been one to sort of do a daily diary every day. I've had fads where I've done like a couple of days and then given it up again. But yeah, so I thought I would document any day that I've done any sewing, regardless of what it is, even if it's just turning up the hem on a trouser or sewing on buttons or repairing a trouser, ripping a pair of trousers or whatever. So I've had this sewing notebook. It's just a notebook, plain lined paper inside, for ages. I had this from Sewing Quarter, but it's closed down now. It's Sewing Street, and they were having a closing down sale, and I think this was only a couple of pounds. And because it was sewing and it was a brand new book and I hadn't written anything in it, I just didn't want to spoil it, and I thought, oh, you know, what do I write in this notebook that is sewing related? And I just never even thought of using it to keep a record. So from January this year, so from the start of the year, I've just written in, like I say, anytime I've done any sewing, I've made a little note and put the date so I can sort of look back and see, you know, what I've done. So at the start, I've just written a list of my make 9, and then as I've written the name of the pattern and the pattern company. So like number 1 is the Ilford Jacket Friday Pattern Company, and then when I've made it, I've just put a little tick next to it and written the date. So I've done that at the start, and then going through, I've just added little swatches of the fabric when I've made something. So for instance, January the 1st, I made an Ogden cami, and then I've just written a few notes. Originally made a size 6, this was too small, sized up to a 10, that was too big, went down to an 8, or, you know, lengthened by however much. And then I've just gone through, and that actually has helped me with my January Makes video, and then obviously this video as well, because if I hadn't have done that, I'd have completely forgotten what I'd made in that month, because I'm a bit of a scatterbrain. My memory's not that good. So yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you. Like, there's some pages that haven't got any swatches on because I've just written like re-hemmed Tabitha t-shirt with my cover stitch machine, because I used to use a twin needle. So since I've had my cover stitch machine, I've re-hemmed. So February plans. First thing on my list is actually what I'm wearing. So this is a Avid Seamstress, the blouse. I will stand up to show you, but it does need a bit of an iron. So yeah, quite a popular pattern. I've just added these brown buttons just from my stash. These brown buttons are on 2 or 3 shirts actually, because I've got loads of them. Yeah, so I did make a toile. I think that was in one of my other videos, because I didn't want to cut into this expensive fabric if it wasn't going to fit me. Can't remember what size I made, but I do know, and I think I've mentioned this before, that I had to do a bit of a pattern adjustment just on the arms. So when I looked at the bicep finished measurements, and I actually just double checked and measured the pattern piece across, it was only going to give me about 1/4 of an inch ease, and I thought that's nowhere near enough for a loose fitting blouse. So originally what I'd done was a bicep adjustment where you cut and spread the middle of the pattern piece to add the gap in the middle, and that doesn't affect the armhole. So I tried that. I'd added enough for the bicep, but the armhole was just cutting right underneath my arm. So I scrapped that and then did a different alteration whereby I just added what I wanted to add at the ends of either side of the curve at the top and graded it to it, and then I whatever I'd added widthwise, I think it was ½ inch either side to create an inch of ease, and then I added that to the underarm curve on the pattern piece, and then I made another toile and it fitted okay. So yeah, I absolutely love this. I haven't worn it yet because I haven't really had anywhere to go to wear it, but it's definitely a pattern that I'll be making lots more of. So yeah, that's that one. Just before I move on, I have actually got another shirt blouse pattern that's just sort of like a plain neck, and it's got like a flutter sleeve. I have got a picture of it. I'll insert a picture here. It was free from a magazine, and it's got the flutter sleeves, which is nice if you want more of a statement sleeve. But I have thought about putting these sleeves from this pattern onto that one, just to create just a plain blouse with longer sleeves. So yeah, that's an idea for the future. So my second make is a make that was also on my Make 9 list, and it's one that I've wanted to make for ages. It's the Lucida dress by the Friday Pattern Company. This is quite an old pattern. I'm not sure how long it's been out for, but it's definitely not new. And I just sort of bit the bullet and downloaded it and made that one up. So I did sort of make a bit of a wearable toile first, because I had got some nicer jersey in my stash that I wanted to use. So this is just in a plain grey fabric, and I just love the detail here. I think I also in the future might just lengthen the bodice pieces and make this into a t-shirt, or like, you know, like a sort of, this bit would be at the top and then just have that as like a flowy, yeah, you know what I mean, a top anyway. So that was the first one. I didn't make any alterations to that at all. I literally just made it straight out the packet. Only thing I will say, the hem is quite short normally on most patterns, because I like my hem not ridiculously short, but I do like it a few inches above the knee. This was bang on. In fact, maybe even a tiny bit too short for me, just with a hem of a 5/8. So I think if that's something that, you know, you prefer a bit of a longer hem, or you're a bit taller, it's definitely something that you would have to think about before you made it up. Yeah, especially if you're taller, because I'm 5'4", 5'4.5". So yeah, definitely have a look at the length if you're going to make this as for the first time. And then the nicer version was this one. So I think this will look really, really nice in the summer, maybe with like a denim jacket and just some white Converses or whatever. Really, really pleased. Yeah, again, the same thing with the hem. I should have probably added maybe just ½ an inch onto it, to be honest, and I probably will do that next time. Oh, and then the pattern instructions also say for the back neckline just to turn it over once and lock, but I didn't want the raw edge sticking there, so I've actually used, I don't know if I've got it here actually, this quick bias iron-on bias tape from Clover, and you just, it comes like that. It's just flat. It's just not like normal bias tape where it's folded. Well, it is folded, but it's got the sticky on the back. Just ironed that on and then turned it again and top stitched it down, and I think that's giving it a bit of support as well, you know, so it won't stretch out. So that's maybe something to think about if you're going to make the Lucida dress. Next pattern is one that everybody's raving about. I said in one of my first videos that I wasn't going to buy this because I'd already got two really similar patterns, but it's the Marlo. I really like it. I've seen so many on Instagram. Such a popular pattern. And yeah, I'd got this petrol green knit fabric that I showed in one of my other videos. And yeah, I just really wanted to make it. I'll quickly show you what it looks like. So it's a really oversized cardigan. I've added these brown buttons. It's really cozy. The only thing I am worried about a little bit actually is it stretching out. I have sort of put this iron, it looks naff as well. I wish I'd have just overlocked in some black cotton tape, but I use this, what's it called? Visoline edged seam tape, what's it? I don't know. Interfacing stuff, and it just looks crap. But anyway, I might re-overlock it with some cotton tape. But this fabric was an absolute nightmare. It looks stunning and it's really expensive. I think this cost me 50 quid for 2 meters from Minerva. It was a Christmas treat, and I was always scared to cut into it and use it anyway, but honestly it was horrendous from start to finish. I'd put a fresh blade on my rotary cutter, so it wasn't that. I was literally using every inch of force that I'd got to get through the little ridges. Even cutting on a single layer was quite difficult. I tried with the scissors. Well, my scissors aren't that good anyway, to be honest, but it was really hard. And then of course I didn't think about that when I was going to overlock, because obviously the overlock is cutting the side edge off as you're trying to stitch. So that was having a tough time, and I think I broke about 5 needles. I got down to my last my last needle because I was trying to pull it through a little bit, make sure that the cut edge was still cutting and not getting jammed up near the knife. And I think as I was pulling a bit too forcefully at the back, it was breaking the needles. So it was really difficult. And then with the buttonholes, well, I tested it on a scrap piece, but I knew that wasn't going to work straight off, so I've just hand stitched them. First time I've ever hand stitched buttons, to be honest. Buttonholes, they're okay. You can't really tell from a distance. It's the third one. So yeah, pleased with the pattern. I love the fabric, but I just I definitely wouldn't work with it again. But yeah, I did go on to make another Marlo, and this is I'll quickly put it on actually to show you. It's the other version. So this obviously is the view B, the longer version, and then this one I've made a cropped in a fleece back jersey. Can't remember, I think I had this from Pound Fabrics. And then I've just put some grey ribbing on the cuff. That was a fluke. I'd already got some in my stash and it just matched. Yeah, and then the grey buttons. Again, this was too thick. I tried and tried. My machine's normally really good with buttonholes, but it just wasn't having it this time. So I have hand stitched that one, and then I'm just going to hand stitch the other. I haven't done it yet. Yeah, it was just eating it. And then the brown buttons. My original plan, because I've got 2 meters of this, my original plan, I don't know why I thought this I'd have enough. I was going to do the cropped Marlo and then make a pair of Stella joggers as sort of like a, you know, like a lounge suit, whatever, rather than keep having trousers and hoodies all the time. But obviously I didn't have anywhere near enough fabric, so I'm going to have to buy some more, and hopefully I could get the same again. I'll have a look on Pound Fabrics, which probably sold out now. Yeah, and then I'll make some matching jogging bottoms to go with this cardigan. And then the final thing that I've made in February, and to be honest, I don't know why it's taken me this long to make it. It's the olive pinafore by Tilly and the Button stretch book. Everybody's got it, or 90% of people have got it. And it's in this brown corduroy. So I had this from Colville, and then I've added the prim snaps to the front. Love these. I absolutely love the prim pliers. They're a bit expensive, the snappy things, but I think it's worth it because you know you're getting good quality with prim. Didn't make any adjustments. Loose fitting. Actually, yeah, well, it's not an adjustment. I used normally a straight size 4 until in the buttons, but there seemed like a lot of ease in the size 4 on the top. So I made a size 3 on the top and then graded out to a 4 on the hips. But I think if I made it again, I would just make a straight size 3 because there is quite a lot of room around the hips, and I do feel a little bit like I'm wearing a bag. But I do like it. I will see if I've got any pictures of it with me wearing it. If I have, I'll pop it in here. Yeah, so that's it, to be honest. Yeah, not as many things made in February, but you know, it doesn't matter, does it, I suppose. Yeah, so if you like what you've seen so far, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give the video a like, and yeah, I will see you again in the next one. Happy sewing, bye!